Hello. Good morning. Happy winning Wednesday, everyone. All right. So how we feeling? The energy has been let's say a little bit interesting, a little bit heavy. Um there is a lot of energy coming through. So we just went through kind of like a trifecta here, I would say. With like we have powerful cosmic alignments. We had our full blood moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. We had solar flares. We just had the 999 portal. So we have a lot of energy of deep cleansing, completion, renewal, shedding old karmic, like stories and ties. So it is very, very common to be a little bit drained right now. It's very common. I want to say it's like a post-eclipse hangover, and I am going through a little congestion. Yesterday, I was freaking. I didn't want to get off the couch. So there's a lot of like cleansing, washing over the collective right now. So this lunar eclipse, of course, any eclipse, anyways, it always signals like some sort of transformation. So our even though it wasn't on the western side of the world or whatever, we still feel the energies where the Earth shadow, right? It's like crossing the moon. It reminds us that endings are gateways to new beginnings. But what's interesting about this one in particular is Pisces was guiding the eclipse. And the experience actually digs up a lot of emotions and intuitions and like this is very spiritual here. So we had this again cleansing wave. It was washing over the collective. It was dissolving some of the illusions, softening the ego, and revealing truth. So a lot of things tend to come up during this time. It's basically showing you the mirror. This is what I am no longer willing to take anymore. This is what I'm not it's very big on showing you where your boundaries need to be. So if you feel like this job is not what I want to be in anymore, this house, this area, this relationship, all of the things, all of the, I would say like 3D things, you may feel like you're not resonating with that anymore. Like it's not your vibe, like it's not in alignment. So energetically, these things will come about. Physically, things will come about. Like maybe your sleep has been off. You've been having like super vivid symbolic dreams. You might have more increased ringing in your ears or bursts of energy followed by sudden exhaustion, tingling, sensitivity to environments or conversations or sounds or emotions. So all of these, like it's not random. Like it's so like me, like I have a lot of congestion. I'm like clearing out a lot of congestion, and your logical mind wants to tell you, oh, like allergies are high or allergens or whatever, or the kids brought home something, um, but knowing what's going on in the collective in the universe right now, basically knowing that everything is amplified and we have the solar storms, you know it makes sense that not only am I clearing out a lot of mind stuff, but also physically a lot of gunk, right? So with everything going on, things are going to move like super fast now. Like things like manifestation. Here's my cat because he has to come and join us all the time. Um, I don't know if I've shown you him, but here he is. He likes to come energetically sit with me, be with me, um, anytime I'm talking. So healing may accelerate. Our awareness might be very heightened. Again, like manifestation quickens. And also, we're stirring up a lot of what's been buried. So, things that we weren't really being truthful with ourselves or hiding, or like old wounds that we stuffed down, or outdated identities, or pieces of ourselves that we've outgrown, but we keep carrying along with us. Um, so, some of y'all know, like, I recently left my 9 to 5 job, my healthcare job. And so a lot of my ego was tied up in being that, because I was a lead technologist. A lot of my ego was tied up in being that person in that role. And I found that I was heavily depending on it so much that I would constantly overwork myself or bend over backwards or do all these things. And when it came to leaving them, and granted, I gave them like a month and a week, so it was like 5 weeks of notice that I was going to be dropped. Like, I did it kind of the weenie way, right? Like, I didn't just like completely sever my tie, but I went down to PRN, which means that they can give me or say that they have a shift open and I can say yes or no. So, um, I gave them 5 weeks of notice. They took their time in figuring everything out. Everything was like super rushed right at the end. Um, they said that they wanted to throw a party for me, and then they forgot which day was my last day, and it was a big thing, right? Like, um, and then with me being a lead tech, so I was in charge of techs underneath me that I would go in and like look at their quality and things like that, and they ended up letting me keep the title, but took those aspects away from me, like the administration time. And at first, it was very disruptive because I was like, "What the like I put in all this time and all this work and I bent over backwards and I did all these things for y'all, and you're just like it seemed like a lot of things were just being taken and taken and taken. But in actuality, what it was the universe telling me, don't slip back into that. You're trying to, sever. Stop giving them options like I'll work this or I'll do this or that. Um, it was the universe's way of saying no. Stop it. Like you're severing ties for a reason so that you can have more time with your kids and have more time with your business. So like stop. So once I actually got it in my head and realized, oh, like I shouldn't see this as a taking or a bad thing for me. This is actually really good for me. Like thanks universe, like thanks for helping out, because ego was coming up in that moment because I wanted to keep the title. Who cares about the fucking title, right? Like who cares about having a job that basically felt like it was soul sucking, right? So once I had that realization, it was it was a lot easier to kind of clear away um, from the noise. So give me 1 second. I just need to respond to this. Um, now, so like all of these are. Oh, my light just died. I love it. I love it. Okay, so all of these things that ego wise, things that have been buried, these old wounds, outdated identities, again, like where we're growing into um, our next phase of life. So again, for me, this eclipse was already showing me where I was still holding on to ego. That part of me that, you know, in big part of my ego was I felt like I needed to perform. I felt like I needed to do more, to be, busy, like packing my schedule, overbooking, like in order to be seen and also love. Like I felt like I needed to do everything for everyone, to accept all the invites, to go out and do the things. Like, and healthcare was a huge part of my identity. Uh, it basically played out my too busy trauma layer. So the moon was helping me to shed that mask. And so it's very common to feel very like raw and tender and cracked open when you're starting to shed your ego. But it's not like you're not breaking down, it's a breakthrough. So the eclipse signifies both closure and renewal. And it clears what's finished and it births what's ready to rise. So I did, in the email, I put in like a little full moon ritual that you can do where, like, so the full moon was officially on the 7th, I believe. It was either Saturday or Sunday. So you have like a 72-hour window to where the energy is like super amplified. So I invited you, go sit outside underneath the moon, like actually let the light touch your skin, even if it's cloudy, just like the energy, it still reaches you. I like to light a candle, which represents transformation. It's a way to release the old and ignite the new. I like to write down what no longer serves me. So that's like old stories and fears and habits and jobs and relationships and patterns, like the parts of you that you're ready to shed. And then you burn the paper or you can bury it, but you basically you watch as all those old things fall away or burn away or whatever, like however your thing is. Like some people like to put it in water and let it float away, some people like to bury it, but you really want to get in the resonance of I'm releasing this. I'm releasing what no longer serves. I'm creating space for the truth of who I am now. And you want to call in the new. Like you can place your hands over your heart, speak into what you're ready to embody. And remember, like manifestation is strong right now. Your words are carrying weight. So the blood moon in Pisces is not here to destroy. It's more of a cleansing, to clarify, to call you back into alignment with your highest self. So really let yourself shed, like let yourself feel, let yourself open, because the path ahead is already being cleared and the blessings are already on their way. So not only did we have a full moon, did we have an eclipse? Did we have, all of these things, all of the things? So it also was the 999 portal yesterday. So guess what? It's not just 999. It's actually a quadruple activation portal. Because, so the whole thing with portals and numbers repeating. So September is the 9th month, right? The 9th day of the 9th month of 2025. So 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. But not only that, it was the 252nd day of the year. So 2 plus 5 plus 2 equals 9. So 9999 in numerology, super rare. It's a quadruple activation. So 9 in numerology means endings and completions. Basically, it's a cycle. It happens every 9 years, right? Like all of our karmic contracts, our relationships, our patterns that no longer serve fall away. So integration We're taking what's useful from the past and releasing the rest. And it's really asking us to look at our soul and our service, like our soul purpose and our service. Like nine frequency is about stepping into your higher calling, it's about serving from love. So, because September 9th was also the 252nd day of the year, and we get that quadruple activation, it's not just about completion. This is like total reset energy. So think about it as, 999 is a doorway to closing, but 9999, did I say that? Four nines? It's a doorway closing and it's locking behind you so that you can never go back there. Like it's basically asking you, what are you finally irrevocably done with? Not just habits, but your identities, your survival patterns and strategies and timelines you've outgrown. And it also carries this kind of like humanitarian vibration. Like it's not just me and my healing, but also how does my healing ripple out into the collective and help others, right? So um that said, like all of the shedding, like it's kind of like we're hungover, right? Like post eclipse hangovers are a thing. And eclipses, again, they're cosmic resets. They kind of like scramble the grid and our energetic pathways and bodies so that new coding can come in and integrate. So after the recent eclipse, and we have another one that's coming up, the date is escaping me. I want to say the 17th. Um, there's going to be a solar eclipse. And like these things happen, and then we have like the equinox coming up. So a lot of things are going on this month. So you might feel a little tired or foggy. And basically, that's your body's way of processing these heavy light codes. Funnily enough, I decided that yesterday would be a great time to do a a sacred geometry gold grid activation, and yeah, I went for a walk after that, and I felt my legs were made of lead. Like I was out of breath. I was like treading through water almost until it finally like went away when I was grounded enough. But you know, take these things at don't be like me. Take these things at one thing at a time. Ease into it. But when so when you do these kind of activations and things like that, and you're turning things on, rather, like it's a lot like when you have like this old outdated circuitry that all of a sudden gets this big surge of power, and like the lights flicker a little bit. So yes, it takes a little bit of time to integrate. So it's I would say I'll give you some integration tips by the end of this. But like your body is processing a lot of these big heavy light codes. It's processing a lot of the new energies that are coming through. um, Emotional purges are super common. So you might get like these bouts of like grief or irritation, or uh like you snap at somebody and you're like, where did that come from? Like you have like old memories surfacing. uh like all of a sudden I remembered this reoccurring dream that I used to have as a kid, like all the time, and I was like, what is that about? Like, why did that come up? I will say that ChatGPT is pretty awesome at deciphering dreams. So if you ever like uh, I was never one to keep a dream journal. Just because like when I'm like all groggy and like waking up, I don't want to like turn on the light to like write or anything. So what I would do instead is I have my chat GPT to be black background. So it's not like super bright. And then I go in there and I'm like, this is my dream, this is what I remember, and then I just let it run and go back to sleep. Or if I'm waking up, then I'll go and do the rest of my morning stuff. So that's a good thing to do. Like you can actually see what dreams, like what meaning is that that's coming into your field and into your life, like because a lot of the times we're not really paying attention to the synchronicities and the messages that we're getting in waking hours. So a lot of our team, our highest selves, our future selves will implant little messages in our dreams. And yeah, like we all dream, whether you think you do or not. We all have dreams, but our brain, our mind, if it doesn't think it's important, it's going to erase it right immediately upon waking up. So when you start to really pay attention to things in your dreams and you want to recall things, I like to, by doing this every morning, I'm telling my mind, my subconscious, that these are important things to remember. I actually need to I want to remember this. I need to hold on to this. So the more that you repetitively do something, it's like, oh, well, I guess I need to pay attention to that. I guess I shouldn't be erasing that immediately upon waking up. So the more that you start to practice and do these kinds of things, the more they're going to stick and the more they're going to stay around and the more you're going to be able to remember. So good practice to do. Sorry, tangent. Tangent there. So I was talking about like fogginess and tiredness and emotional purges, like things coming up emotionally. You might also have what's called like a timeline wobble. So, another thing that I woke up today with is like I felt like a little like floaty. I had to ground myself. Like I ground myself every single morning when I wake up because I do a lot of astral traveling in my dreams too. But sometimes, even just like waking up or just standing up from sitting or things like that, you might feel like things feel a little unstable. Like this is like a sudden redirections of your timeline. So it's literally like shifting, right? And your body's just trying to keep up with it. Um, and then you could have like somatic heaviness, like I was talking about with my legs feeling like lead after a freaking gold grid activation. Your body recalibrating to hold on to more frequency, to more energy. And again, like it's just the body trying to catch up with the energy, with the calibrations. So hangovers, like it's not a punishment, it's just nervous system catching up to all the upgrades. So what's really good here to do integration wise, drink lots and lots of water. Like you want to hydrate and mineralize. You want to get those electrolytes in. So you're actually holding on to the water and not just drinking water and it going right through you. Grounding foods are really good. Like dark chocolate is really good, which love it. I will eat all the chocolate. Salt baths are really good to ground you, or to hydrate and mineralize you. You want to prioritize rest, like naps, slower days. Don't guilt yourself if you don't get a workout in today. Um, Gentle movements like walking and stretching and yoga and qigong, like move that new energy through tai chi, like all those things. Um, you also really want to anchor your intentions right now because, like I said, everything is magnified and multiplied right now. So manifestation is like super, super like crazy, and things are coming. They're like being materialized at record speed. So journal what you're truly closing out of right now and what you want, what you're stepping into. So the combination of eclipse, full moon, purging, like the 9999 finality, like this is like no turning back. Like you're already stepping into this new trajectory, even if your mind hasn't caught up to it yet. And take compassion with yourself. Like this isn't like a time like, oh shit, everything's gone, I'm shedding now, I really need to do these things, I have to take that aligned action, I have to blah, blah, blah. Like no. This is time for rest. Like you have to integrate before you start doing all the things. So if like this portal really feels like it locked in like decision points you've been circling, and like careers in relationships and service paths, and the old options are starting to dissolve, which might feel a little scary. Again, like this is ego death. It's going to, you've lived with this um, personality or persona or identity that you've created around yourself for so long. So it might feel scary, but it's actually, like we're emptying, we're purging, we're freeing our energy to fully claim all this newness. So I think that's all I got. I think that's all I got for that. So, coming up, if you don't already know, if you're not on the emails, we are going to be doing a 3-day event coming up here pretty soon. So, date wise, is the last Monday of the month, which is officially the 29th. So the 29th of September, we're going to do a 3-day event. And this event is basically, we're going to be taking a look at our subconscious mind, the way our brain does problems. Like this is kind of like a reset, rewire, and then we're going to talk a lot about energy and soul alignment. So, we have our nervous system. It's the foundation of change. We have your subconscious mind, which, your mind is a program, right? Like, and then we're going to talk about how to rewire it. And then on the 3rd day, we're going to look at energy leaks and why soul misalignment actually keeps you stuck. And then on the 4th day, so it's basically, we have like this 3-day, talking very consciously about the mind and energy blocks and all that. And then on the 4th day, we're going to do an actual healing day event where we're going to take everything that we talked about and integrate it and release. So this is where we get to, this is your like personal transformations, basically guiding you through the specific like experience of shedding these layers and blocks. So I'm really excited about it because it's been a little bit since I've done a 3-day class, and I'm excited because I'm ending it with a healing day. So that everything that we talked about, we get to shed that and lock it in. So if you have not registered for that, definitely register for it. It is in the emails. I will also put it in the chat here. But I really look forward to that, and I hope to see you all there. That said, I do get to run to the chiropractor, and we get to get some other blocks, physical blocks, addressed. We'll say we'll address those. So I hope you have an amazing week, amazing rest of your week, and I will see you guys next Wednesday.